Hello everybody, welcome to Ellara Raid School for Chrono the Cosmos. So, to start with in phase 1, we're going to start DPSing Dimiar, and we start here between Morium and Dimiar, closer to Dimiar. Tanks start to tanking Dimiar and Morium. And then we bait the first set of Void Expulsions here. Important for melee if they get it, that they also run out here to place it. Shortly after that, we get the first arrows. We just discarded these, just put them off to the side. If melee gets it, they can go over here. Just don't hit any boss with it, and do not hit your friends with them. And do not stack them up either, because that will kill you. The second set of arrows, we hit Dimiar with one. The second one just goes anywhere where it doesn't hit anything else. And the range just keep moving along the edge of the previous here towards Morium. And here is also the boss should be at like 0% HP here, so melee can just move over to Morium as soon as that's done. Then we should have a gateway from roughly here to just past Morium. For these third arrows, then whoever of the ranged gets the arrow, just use the gateway over to just place it to the left of Morium. If a melee gets it, they just run over there instead. And then place the Void Expulsions next to the previous ones. And then after that, the rest can also gateway over if they want to. Because then the fourth set of arrows, we just discard as well. The range should be over here at this point. We're killing Morium. Then the next set of arrows would be one on Morium and one just discard. Roughly around this point as well, we get another set of Void Expulsions. It's not super important where we place them, we have quite a lot of space, but like place them somewhere here in the middle between Morium and Vorulus, as tightly together as possible still, please. And as soon as we're done with this, we just move out to the edge as the ranged people. And the next set of arrows hits Vorulus and we discard one. So 2 arrows in a row hitting Morium and then Vorulus. While this is happening and we finish off Vorulus, we get one last set of Void Expulsions. Place them like somewhere around here. It's not super important, because we should face right after this, and then all the goo will go away in the room, so pretty simple. We just go around here, we just place the Void Expulsions where they're not in the way. And just as on heroic, it's important that if melee gets one, that they run out and place it tightly together with the rest. You can stack this up quite a lot, so just you can stand them right on top of each other. They don't do damage until like they actually spawn the goo, so. Right, then we get the intermission. The idea is that we start to the left of this crack here, where we killed Morium, so here. So since we end on Vorulus, we just go back and we stand here when we get knocked up in the air. Then we move across 2 cracks and we wind up on the north platform. The idea is that we should start here so that we start to the left of one of the walls, and that looks like this. So we get knocked up in the air here. We just run over here to the left of this crack, and then we get behind this wall here. And then this works out just like on heroic, just get hit by like every second one of these lines, so your debuff don't stack up too much, and then just keep up with this line ahead of us and we should be fine. And when you reach this platform here, then that's where the phase should end. You do not cross this crack here. So that's that entire phase, or intermission. Right, then at start of phase 2, we start here on the north platform. Ranged, who is not part of the track team, move over to this corner here to bait the Void Expulsion. Melee just stand with the boss. The boss in phase 2 just roughly moves along this little golden circle here in the middle, so we just place it there to start with. There should be a Rift Simulacrum that spawns here on the platform to the east. And we have 5 people assigned to use the gateway over there to kill it. So that looks something like this. This start of phase 2. Strike team gateways over here, and they just start working on this simulacrum here. This fetch had 2 mages. We only have 1 mage. They get gripped back around here, like just after the obelisk spawn. So we have an assignment for that. Well, actually I removed it, but yeah. We have just one of the priests grip over a car, at least here, like roughly after this obelisks here. The rest of the strike team that we have assigned, Toby, Dave, Akar, Quinn, and Tony. The rest of those, except Akar, can get back themselves without any problems with circle or just disengage and some things. So we grip Akar back when the rest stand and stays here and finishes the job here. And then they go back when they want to. We get the Void Expulsion here. It is completely fine for the strike team to just stay on this platform if they get the Void Expulsion, especially if you're healthy. If you're low, you should get back so you can get heals easily. But if you're healthy, you can just stay here and you can place the goo over here instead of over here. That's fine. Just make sure that with the ranged people on those obelisks here, that we do not aim it towards the strike team. Right, so once the simulacrum is dead, then phase 2 basically just works in a loop. So we'll get the baits like this. Then a silver simulacrum will spawn and shoot at the ranger captain's marks. It targets one person and then it ricochets 3 times. So the idea in phase 2 is that whenever this alliance hits the boss, it removes 5 of her energy, and she faces to phase 3 at 100% energy. So that means that, we can hit her twice with this. I've only ever seen logs hit her twice. Even if you could hit her twice, I don't think that helps anything. So the idea is that we want to make roughly this formation here. Just make sure that the lines cross her twice. Just like on Heroic as well, there's going to be ads gripped on top of her at this point. Obviously, make sure that these arrows also hits the ads, so that they also can die. There is a bug where only 3 people can get targeted. Like it just targets at one person twice. If that happens, we should still be able to do this, but we may have to use the initial arrow coming from the silver simulacrum. So if you see that you're targeted here, like this tank targeted here, then you just run to the other side of the boss and this arrow should go through the boss and it should count as well. But hopefully if we get all 4, we should be able to make it a simple pattern. It doesn't hurt hitting her more, just make sure that she gets hit at least twice. Shortly after that comes out, we get the grasps. These are the ones I've been calling the obelisks before as well. It always targets 1 melee and 1 ranged. However, Mistweavers and Holy Paladins counts as either one of them. So it's possible that it can target like a melee and like Felix in melee, and we would have like 2 in the melee camp. So just be aware of that. And the thing here is that we obviously need to just put them away from the raid. We don't want to hit any of our friends with them. But one of them needs to hit the silver simulacrum with these things shooting out. So at least, just look around where the other person is. Just try to aim for the silver simulacrum. Make sure that at least one of you hits it, and the other one just point away from the raid, so we don't get hit by it. And that basically just rotates throughout this entire fight. I'll show you a little clip of roughly a rotation there. So we get Void Expulsion. This is the second loop. So these are the old grasps shooting the very first silver simulacrum. So if we bait there, the people that get debuff stays over here, of course, as well, to put on good baits. And you can see that they're quite like tightly stacked up. Then with the silver simulacrum spawns, we make sure that we get it through the boss twice. So you can see this is the first person getting hit, then it's going to ricochet over here, go over to that person, and then over back to this person, and it goes through the boss twice. And then shortly after that, we get the Grasp's Emptiness, targeting 1 ranged and 1 melee. And this time it spawned right on top of the silver simulacrum, so then it's very easy to just hit it here. if the Silver Simulacrum spawns like this, that's something that ranged can just bait on. Like, because then it's very easy for the ranged person to just kill the Silver Simulacrum every time. So ranged just go over 2 baits on the Silver Simulacrum if it's in a good position for it. And then you can see the boss casting Void Expulsion again, and the phase basically just repeats. So this is roughly how our positioning is going to work out throughout the phase. So the boss moves around the golden circle, like I said. Ranged always just baits next to the previous Void Expulsion along the edge of the room. No, nothing more complex there. After 3 Void Expulsions, we're gonna get the 4th obelisks. I'm quite sure it's the 4th ones. At least we're gonna get the obelisks before the 4th Void Expulsion. We want these obelisks, or the grasps, to be on this side of the crack. And then as soon as they're out, then we can gateway over and ranged bait the Void Expulsion on the very edge. So 4th Void Expulsion after the gateway, these obelisks there before the gateway. I'm gonna call exactly when we move, but just be prepared that these 2 should be on this side of the crack while we bait the Void Expulsion there. If you've been looking at some other kills, like Echo had this Void Expulsion over here, but it was just very messy, so this is what we're gonna try to do. So that's the entire phase 2. The boss should get to 100 energy if we hit all our marks that we want to hit around this time here after the 5th Void Expulsion. Then we get the phase 3 start, the intermission. It looks something like this, or never mind, I don't have the... here I do, actually. So I don't have a raid plan for this intermission, but we just stand outside here past the golden circle, and she's just going to do a slash in the middle, and then a slash in ranged. So just make sure you don't get hit by that. Then the very start of the intermission, we have an aspect of the end into a grasp of emptiness. So here I'm going to bubble taunt, so we only get 2 of the circles. Then ranged break first immediately, and then melee break after. So here's what we're gonna see that. She lands. Then we get aspect of the end. Should only be 2 circles for us here, and they also do the same here, I'm quite sure. Yeah, only 2 circles. When the grasp comes out, ranged hair breaks immediately. Then both of the grasps are out, and then once both of the grasps are out, we immediately just go over to the next platform over, because that's where the ad is going to spawn. So as soon as both grasps are out, you move over, like that. And obviously the melee one will just break while moving over here at the same time. Not everyone can make this jump, and I don't think there is any feathers at this point. Either way, you shouldn't have to take a feather. We have some assignments here. All of these people here will get the little warning here telling to help your friend, I think. Actually, I think I disabled that from the note. If you want this, then tell me. But they have assigned at least. So we have Irma rescuing Rasku, Billy rescuing Zek, and so on. And with this, everyone should be able to get over. Yes. Then, after that, we are over on the next platform. And the ads from phase 1 will spawn, as well as Silver Simulacrum. When I've been looking at logs, hunters basically carry damage, at least on this set, and the last one. Warlocks, Demon Hunters, and Shadow Priests does quite a bit of damage as well, with just cleaving, but we'll figure out exactly how we need our damage profile to look, but Hunters should be able to carry most of the damage. Melee should not need swap here, melee just focus Ellara, like Elemental Shamans and others just keep focusing Ellara. And our movement here is that we're gonna grasps are coming out here. We just move along the edge while the grasps are coming out, and we're gonna wind up around here, like this little spike going out here, like this. And that is where we're baiting the Void Expulsion. We just keep the boss like roughly around here, and the idea of standing here is that people should be able to cleave both the ads here. As soon as the void expulsion comes out, the ad should be dead at this point, and we just move the boss into the middle, like the middle of the little slice we are in. Here, while we are in the middle, we get an aspect of the end and the grasp of emptiness. Same order we got before. Once again here, I will taunt and bop myself, and then ranged and melee break. Try to break after when the expulsion like pops, it does damage to everyone. It does some ray damage, so just wait for that ray damage to happen, and then ranged break, and then melee break after that. Then we go into the middle of this slice, and here we, like when both grasps are out from here, we move into the middle, and then here we are going to get aspect of the end as well as some grasps as well, and we're gonna gateway over the edge here. Now the timing here is pretty weird. Like I'm gonna call when people gateway. Our goal here is that both the grasps should be over on this side here, but this is while then rage is happening for this platform, so we're gonna like be gating extremely late. The order we break here is different. Or normally we always break like ranged melee. Here we don't have any bubble taunt, we don't have any immune taunt. Here we break tank, then melee, then ranged last. So how this is going to look, I'm just going to show the entire phase 3 loop, because it basically loops from this point on. So this is just after they jump over here. This is the very first ad. This is like at the very start of phase 3. They jump over here. Hunters kill the ads. They should be stacked up here. When we're getting some grasps here and get another one, we just keep moving along. At this point, range should get over to this little spike here to bait the void expulsion. And the boss, along with melee, just chill somewhere around here. Doesn't really matter. We can't go into the middle until the ads are dead here. When the void expulsion comes out, here. And at this point, the ads should be dying, and we can move the boss into the middle. Still place the void expulsion on the edge here. You can see they all stack up. Then here in the middle, we get the aspect of the end. This should only be 2, just like they also get. Ranged always break first, and then melee break. And we get the grasps, we place them in the middle, and we move into the center. Like this. Try to not pick up any of these feathers, we do not need them. It's just a necessary ray damage. Alright, and then we are going to stay here at the very, very tip of this. And we get a gate. Gonna get a gateway just over the edge, not further. They place it quite late, but we can place it whenever if we feel like. When we get aspect of the end, we get 3 of these. It's both tank, melee, and ranged. When we get grasp emptiness here, and as soon as the second one goes out, they only get 1 here. I actually am not sure why, but as soon as the second one comes out, then we gateway over, and the gateway should be just here, so you don't break your tether by gatewaying. And then the tank needs to break theirs immediately to pick up the ad. Then melee breaks theirs shortly after that, and then ranged should be able to stay here for a little while and break theirs afterwards, because there shouldn't be a grasp here. If we gate too early, then we're gonna have a grasp spawning here, and we're gonna need to break these 3 in very short succession, and that will probably be too much damage for us. So that's basically how phase 3 loops. So, but I'm still gonna go through just so you can see after we've gatewayed over here. This is what I ended the clip on. It just repeats. So we move along the edge as the grasp goes out. We have another ad here. The difference here is that this is the interrupting ad. We want this to die very fast, and as far as I can see, like not many like cooldowns line up with it. Like hunters shouldn't have cooldowns back at this point. So the idea is here that everyone swaps to the simulacrum, including melee. Of course, melee needs to first make sure that we move along here, and then as soon as the grasps comes out, and as soon as we're not putting grasp in the middle, then melee just join in the middle here, kill off both these ads. Then it just continues like before. So ranged are out here baiting on the little tip here. That should be dead. We go into the middle. This is immune taunt by Felix. We do that in the middle. It's an aspect into grasps. This time, after this, we do not need to go right into the tip here. But as soon as the grasps are done, we just jump over to the next platform. We don't need to like edge it the same way we did before. Right, and here it's the same thing. We get some grasps here. There we get quite a lot of grasps here, actually. We also get some aspects of the end just after we jump over here, actually. It happens before the grasp, so we jump over when we get aspect of the end here. Ranged will have to break fast because we need to get moving. So ranged break first, super fast. Then melee will break after, and then tank will break after that. And we just move along the edge here. We're gonna get 4 grasps total, like I said. So just make sure that we get past all of them. And we bait the void expulsions at the end. Hunters should be able to carry damage here as well. So the people should just be able to focus Ellara. Depending on the damage though, maybe like I saw some logs where like a mage was hard focusing this side as well. So we may need some damage on it as well. We'll see. But yeah, we bait the void expulsions just like before. Once we reach here, we get the boss into the middle. We get another aspect of the end in the grasp of emptiness, just in the middle here. Felix will taunt this. And then we move right into the middle here, and we just have to kill the boss. So this kind of loop just repeats throughout phase 3. Like we're all like at the very end on the last platform. Here, like we're still gonna get over here, but instead of getting grasp immediately, we're getting aspect of the end here, and then we just getting grasps after. So but all the platforms basically look like this. We just keep moving along the edge here. We wound up somewhere around this tip here. And when we bait, when we go into the middle, we get an aspect of the end. We break those, ranged and melee, and we get grasps. Once both are out, we just move into the middle. Or for the second platform, just move over. So basically, just repeats a lot. And I think that's everything. When we get this over to the third platform again, we obviously don't have a gateway again. So then it's the same helpers as before. So just help everyone get over. And that's everything. So thanks for watching, and see ya. Bye.